for Las Vegas. Let's go for Las Vegas. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Anyone doubt that we'd be here? Right. Let's see what's happening then. Welcome Yolanda, Vestige, Chaya, Vlatka. We got the dedicated crew here. We got the dedicated crew. But yeah, Las Vegas GP. Lando on pole, Verstappen P2, Carlos Sainz P3, Russell P4, Piastri all the way down in P5. Need some kind of miracle here to save this championship. Lawson P6, Alfonso P7, Hadjar P8, Leclerc, the Ferraris, my days, P9, Gasly P10, Hulkenberg P11, Lance Stroll P12, Ocon P13, Behrman P14, Colapinto P15, Albon P16, Antonelli P17, Bortoletti P18, Hamilton P19, Tsunoda last place 20th. It's cold out there. It's cold here, it's cold there. They certainly don't need the ice vest for this one. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, some absolute comedy with Hamilton yesterday in qualifying. A strategic mistake from Ferrari. To be fair, I also made a strategic mistake. I tried to stay up last night till qualifying, and I just got too bored and I fell asleep. Whereas today I've taken my pit stop already. 2-hour pit stop. How's dad life going? Dad life is great. Dad life is awesome. I wouldn't change it. Welcome to Mima Videos. Risk of rain 10%. That was very stupid, the Ferrari things with Hamilton. That gives him, I guess, a bit of freedom here with what to do. So, could try some different strategy. But yeah, are we going to see Lando just run away here? If Lando runs away, I think championship in the bag. So it's a huge opportunity for Lando. Huge opportunity for Lando. Equally, can Verstappen do something? Because if Verstappen could do something, maybe Carlos Sainz will have a pop. Lando doesn't want to get a DNF. Doesn't want to get that DNF, Lando. What about Piastri? Can he almost afford to take risks as he feels he's got nothing to lose? Oh, jacket potatoes. I don't like them. I don't trust jacket potatoes. I'm not a jacket potato kind of dude. Not my bag. Anyway, what a season it's been. Australia, China, Japan, and now a little final peppering of a weird time zone thing for Las Vegas. Welcome Troy Thompson, good morning. Yep, Chaya, Verstappen's really going to push things. Verstappen certainly has nothing to lose. Verstappen's got a race victory potentially on, adding to his legacy. So I'd expect to see Verstappen push it. And I think we're just a couple of minutes away. Because drivers, last time I saw, were getting in cars. Piastri had a weird situation quali with the yellow flag and Hadjar at the end. Yeah, it is what it is. But Carlos Sainz has been told, in case we lose radio, when you do go to a city track like this, can be all sorts of interference and stuff. So interesting, they're talking about the pit box. Lando's getting in the car under the lights. does look good. It does look good under the lights here. I feel like they should do a... they should start the race on the strip. So all of the pre-races on the strip. But then again, they probably want it in front of their hospitality in their block, I would say. What a season it's been for the McLarens. So up and down, even from race 1, Australia, when the rain came down. Will it be remembered as a great season? Still time to go. See what happens. If Lando was to win from here, would it be remembered as a great season? I'm not sure, to be honest. But like when Raikkonen won, wasn't necessarily remembered as a great season. It's been instant already. Norris. No further action. Failing to follow race director's instruction. Maintain delta time. Okay, is that something that's come through from the installation laps or something? But Norris has already been investigated and cleared. People have thought that at McLaren they've always wanted Lando to win. That's the prevailing thought. 4 minutes to go till we get underway here. Tsunoda will be starting from the pits. Now we have tyres. Antonelli all the way down to P17, starting on the soft tyre, interestingly. Hamilton not doing anything too crazy. He's going on the hards. So he might benefit from a safety car. Here we go. Shai saying Tsunoda start from pits due to changes on components. Alright. So Ocon being told everyone on medium said Hulkenberg right in front of us. Not exactly true, because Gasly as well. Your old teammates on hards. Black is totally uninformed about quali. Well, we're gonna move past it. We're gonna go straight to the race. Lando Norris with the lap record at the moment. 1:34, I think it was. Yeah, top 9 on the mediums, Gasly on the hards, Hulkenberg on the hards, Colapinto Albon on the hard, Antonelli on softs, Bortoletto and Hamilton on hards as well. There we go. Ocon being, Behrman being updated, Gasly also on a hard, and Lance Stroll also updated that Gasly's on hards. The Las Vegas Strip. What an iconic race this is. Can Lewis Hamilton do basically a last to first? What do we think? Crazy things have happened. Let's say, for example, that Ferrari's just a monster down the straight. Maybe he just monsters people. And the hard tyres are tired to be on. Gasly was asking for the weather forecast. Yeah, looked dramatic in the rain with the wet tyre being used. First wet weather at Las Vegas. The new circuit anyway. The current circuit. Verstappen P2, Lando P1. It's quite a short rundown to the first corner here. Very short rundown. It seems unlikely that you could ever get ahead from P2, but I can't remember what's happened in previous years. Oscar Piastri with his pink helmet. George Russell starting 4th. And Williams up there. Massive qualifying for Carlos Sainz compared to Alex Albon. Thanks for hitting the like button. 17 likes at the moment. Wow, the Red Bull mechanics are wearing beanie hats. It's that cold. Yolanda, the McLaren's pushing to bit by mechanics wearing marigold. Is that because it's cold? So, tyre warmers are coming off now. Tyre warmers are off the cars. Mechanics going to the side. And as you can see, the formation lap is underway. Oh, because of electricity. Ooh, okay. Bit more exciting. Such a short pit straight here at Monaco. Sorry, at Las Vegas. Some people call it the Monaco of the West Coast. So Antonelli's gone for the soft tyre. They say it's sold out. That's not what I'd heard. But I'm sure Formula One... It's where you have a bit of a conflict of interest with Sky being the official broadcaster. I'm not going to necessarily question whether it is sold out. Hamilton, meanwhile, is stationary. Why is Hamilton not on the move? Hamilton just leaving it very late, then warming the tyres up. Hamilton left it very, very, very late to get going. Looked unusual. But you can see he's now underway. Tsunoda goes around as well, but he'll dive back into the pits. They did say it wasn't really busy. Yeah, so it's a bit... To say it's sold out, maybe it's sold out today, but does that count as a sellout for the Grand Prix? Maybe. So the drivers make their way. Lando makes his way into turn 14 by the Taco Bell. As always, it will get going a little bit before I can catch up. And then I'll catch up. Wonder how many people are watching from the hotel windows. His views facing the strip. The Flamingo's got a great view. That's not one of the nicest hotels. Wonder if they stop all of that helicopter traffic. They normally do, all the tours. So, Lando's going past pit entry. Quite a long gridding up procedure, I think, here. Little sort of concertina round. It's a bit of an awkward start to the Grand Prix. Almost feels like a safety car restart or something. It's not a long run down to a first corner and then an even longer escape. It's going to be tight and twisty all the way until you get to turn 12, I think. Right, you can see on the live standings they're gridding up. I will let you know what I'm seeing exactly, so I'll be a little bit late at the beginning, but I'll catch up. Lando was casting a lonely figure coming into the pit complex. Sit there for a long time. So I hope Verstappen can contain himself and not push Norris from the track at turn 1. Some aggressive burnouts from the drivers. So try and get temperature into the tyres. Track temperature will be very cold. Very cold. And that will just have delayed things for Lando even longer, so we'll actually have the coldest tyres. I think they may have started on your screen, but I'm just going to call it as I see it. I'm going to call it as I see it. The whole grid doesn't even fit on the little straight. I have to go around the corner a little bit. So I see Hamilton just pulling into place with his diamond helmet. Then the Mercedes safety car. Dude walks across with a green flag. 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Red lights go out. Is it a good start for Verstappen? It is a good start from Verstappen. I'll have the inside, but Lando chops across very aggressively. Almost puts Verstappen into the wall. And then Lando runs wide. And Verstappen up the inside. And Verstappen gets past Lando in turn 1. There's yellow flags behind. And Lando's going to get swamped by George Russell as well. He's already got past Carlos Sainz side by side with Lando and George Russell. As they go into the sphere complex, Lando has the inside, but George Russell gets ahead. It's a disaster start for Lando. Meanwhile, Piastri, I think, has been picked off by a RB Cash App as well. So very poor starts from the McLarens. And Lando had super aggressive start, almost put Verstappen in the wall. But Verstappen then backed out and opened up the corner. Meanwhile, Lando had such a narrow approach into the first corner because he'd been so aggressive on the defense. He couldn't make the corner and he ran wide. And yeah, you can see they're in the standings. Verstappen P1, Russell P2, Norris P3. Yellow flag looks like Bortoletto might have been involved. So it's a great start from Verstappen. It's not a good start from Piastri. He's lost out, I think, to both RB Cash Apps. Meanwhile, Hamilton has had an insane start. Hamilton is up to P13. That is madness from Hamilton. He's only a few paces behind Leclerc now. So I was saying, could Hamilton pull something out of the bag? Looks like yellow flag in turn 1. Some kind of debris there. As a couple of cars pitting. Tsunoda pitting lap 1, which is interesting. So unless... if Tsunoda wasn't involved... Got double yellow flags, but it's marshals running all over the track. They got a track warning flag as well, but dangerous. So why is Tsunoda going to go all the way on the hard tyre? If Tsunoda wasn't involved in that, that indicates that this could be a decent strategy for Hamilton, maybe. As Liam Lawson's dropping positions. He's on the medium tyre. Hulkenberg on the hard tyre P10. Gasly has gone all the way down. No, Gasly's box as well. Oh, and there was an RB Cash App that lost its front wing. That must have been Lawson. Virtual safety car deployed. So the race has been neutralised. Virtual safety car deployed. I think because of the track debris. They might have been worried about that RB Cash App going down that straight with that front wing. Another position gain, that'll be for Hamilton. Morning person. Hamilton in P12. Now, will we see drivers box under VSC? Why would you not box under VSC? Are some of these hard tyre runners going to box? Well, Antonelli's going to box. So Antonelli's going to go on hard tyres, presumably, and again, they're going to try and go to the end. Obviously, Lawson will box. And Gasly's boxing again. Why is Gasly boxing again? Gasly started on the hard tyre. He's on a couple on the mediums. Unless Gasly shouldn't have been involved in that because he's all the way at the back. So I don't understand why Gasly's boxed again. But that means Hamilton all the way up to P12. Leclerc P8. Yeah, it's a bit embarrassing for Lando, really. Remember all the Lando bottling the first corner? And then George Russell was just able to out-drag Lando And Lando didn't want to risk everything into turn 5. I feel like Verstappen would have risked it into turn 5. That's my hunch. So Lawson comes out, under VSC. Under VSC, you can't make up the gaps, though. So you get a cheap pit stop, but compared to a full-pace pit stop, but you can't make up the gap again, like you can in a safety car. Goodness me, Bortoleto was a silly, silly, silly boy in turn 1. I'm surprised Bortoleto didn't take out more. In fact, I think he has taken out Lance Stroll. Bortoleto got that all wrong. Came steaming up the inside. Lawson, goodness me, Lawson almost took out Piastri. I feel like Lawson needs to get a penalty for that. Alex Albon, and that's why Lewis Hamilton made up so many positions. I think Gasly ended up facing the wrong way. Lance Stroll's rear wing was falling off, so Hamilton made a load of positions, just sweeping past everyone. VSC is ending. Yeah, not good for Lance Stroll now, I'm afraid, because that rear wing was broken, so that's a retirement for Stroll. Yeah, Lawson collision noted. I think that'll be a penalty. Piastri's very lucky. I mean, I'd expect Piastri to have taken some damage there. VSC now ended. VSC is over, everyone. The VSC is done. Okay, so let's see what Lando can do. Lando needs to just regroup, find the pace in that McLaren that we know the car has, pick off Russell, and then either go for Verstappen or do something in the pit stops. Welcome, Mark. Mark, again, with the Hokey Cokey subscription. Good to see you back. Person saying the Red Bull looks quick. Have a look at the speed traps. Alfonso as well on P9. Keep an eye on him. And similar for Piastri. It's a huge opportunity for Piastri, because it should be easier for Piastri to get past Hadjar and get past Carlos Sainz than Lando to get past Russell. So maybe Piastri can try and get on the back of Lando here. Hamilton deciding not to pit and getting off those hard tyres. And when I look at the likes of Antonelli and Tsunoda and Gasly and Lawson, are they expecting to get to the end on those hard tyres? I think they were a bit unlucky they didn't get a full safety car, because then they'd be bunched right up again. Right decision to do the VSC there, because the pack was so bunched up. I think better to do a VSC. There's plenty of time for the marshals to get on the circuit and take stuff off, in my opinion, without all the faff of a safety car. What's Piastri saying? Well, Hadjar's done a faster lap sector 1 than anyone. So Hadjar seems to be on the move, dare I say. Russell is less than a second behind Verstappen. Maybe Russell fancies a bit of this. It could be shaping up to be a very good Las Vegas GP. As people wake up and join us, I'm sure it's going to be exciting. Half a second Russell, fastest lap of the race. Half a second quicker than Verstappen. With that track temperature just 18 degrees, I'm sure some cars are just not going to switch it up. And I'm not sure how much running they've done. We did free practice 1. Not a huge amount of running on that hard tyre. So that'll be a big unknown. Hamilton has gambled on it, 37.6. It's only 0.2 off what Verstappen was doing. And Leclerc is right behind Piastri. Right now, driver on the move seems to be George Russell. Welcome, Susie K. Seems to be George Russell. Within a second of Verstappen. Lando's almost in no man's land. I mean, it's possible that all of these drivers could have taken a bit of damage. It was so crazy in lap 1. It was so crazy that to call the VSC out almost just to calm everyone down. Oh, Russell took it to within 0.3 in turn 14. So Russell's not messing around. Yeah, try saying Russell going faster and faster. Again, another fastest lap for George Russell. Even though Verstappen's done the fastest first and second sectors, he's just pulling Russell along. The slipstream's so powerful down that back straight, and Russell with DRS. If Piastri can find some pace here, what's Piastri saying? Piastri 7/10 slower than Lando Norris. So Piastri just doesn't have that pace right now. What's gone on with Piastri's season? Is it just tensing up or something? Is it something to do with the car? Welcome Rodney from Malawi, 6 AM. Very nice. So Hadjar all over Carlos Sainz as well. Keep an eye on Hadjar. A Hadjar podium here. It's not the strangest thing. Hamilton in P12 surely will be trying to pick off Ocon. He does have Alex Albon behind him. But you can see a Route 3 from Hamilton all the way to get to the back on Leclerc. So Alfonso's in the DRS of Behrman. Just hoping the manhole cover stay put. Yeah, fingers crossed. Cadillac is coming to F1, Sonic says. Yes, they are. Good observation. So again, Russell within a second, benefiting from both DRS zones, although it was Verstappen who had the fastest lap last time. But look at Lewis Hamilton, fastest sector 3 out of anyone on that hard tyre. Very fast sector 3 from Hamilton. Yeah, it's going to be all about getting those tyres in the window. A bit like me yesterday on, what was I playing? Can't even remember. Project Motor Racing. All about being in the window. Piastri 137 dead. Lando 136.7. So Lando's still faster than Piastri. Audi and Bahrain F1 Cup. I don't think Porsche are going to do anything else. Porsche lost $1 billion last year. They have committed to 2 Formula E teams. Lawson Piastri, no further action. Hadjar, yep, still within a second of Carlos Sainz. Verstappen not able to go faster that lap. Russell and Norris very evenly matched. And this time around, Piastri does go faster than Lando Norris. Going to be fascinating on the tyres here, I think. And also when to pit. I mean, if the hard tyre can go to the end... If the hard tyre can go to the end, was there an opportunity for Piastri to boldly pit and go on the hards? under VSC, or are they all anticipating more safety cars? I'm surprised no further action Lawson Piastri, given that they gave a penalty to Piastri in Brazil, because what Lawson did here, I think, was way more out of control. But there we go. There's a bit of a Bearman train going, and the Hamilton progress has stalled.
Keep your head down.
They haven't mentioned Team Penske in the Formula 1 world. Outside WC, IMSA and NASCAR. Yeah, I can't see Penske putting together a Formula 1 thing, but I'm sure Jay would like to. Having spoken with him in the past. Stroll and Bortoleto, further investigation. That's going to be penalty points for Bortoleto. Looks like Piastri just can't close on Hadjar, and Norris can't close on Russell as Verstappen sets the fastest lap again. Norris with a 36.8. Piastri with a very slow 37.5. I say very slow because Charles Leclerc behind him was a second faster. Welcome, Katuji. Second faster for Leclerc. This is bad news for Piastri. He's not looking like a world champion right now. Antonelli moving before signal has been noted. Oh, some plastic bags on the straight. They could get sucked into the side pods. Antonelli all over Colapinto. Surely not into turn 5. It's got bad news written all over it. Albon's all over the back of Lewis Hamilton as well in that Bearman train. Yeah, well, at least the spammers are in full force. They didn't expect the mods to be in full force though. They underestimated us. I wonder, you know, if Lando's just chilling, by the way, in P3. Maybe Lando's just chilling. Because for the championship, his battle's with Piastri. So he doesn't need to do anything silly here. If Lando was to try and overtake George Russell and Max and get taken out, then it's just going to be a point swing to Piastri. Whereas at the moment, it's a point swing to Lando. So I wonder if Lando's playing a very sensible long game. By the way, we're already a fifth of the way through this Grand Prix. Isn't it going very quickly? We're a fifth of the way through. We're 20% through already. Yeah, I love your screen setup. I can't read anything. Definitely put it landscape. You won't be able to read this portrait, I think. That's why we do separate portrait streams sometimes. Surely we're in the window for pitting, but how are the front runners going to pit? Because they're going to end up in traffic. It's only 16 seconds to Bearman. I'm not sure what they're going to do, these front runners. They'll be hoping for a safety car, surely. Albon also noted Albon and Antonelli at the start. Okay, well, Hamilton will be hoping. Well, it won't affect Hamilton right now. But he's got Albon all over his back. Piastri complaining of graining, apparently. That's interesting. I know it's a medium tyre, but we've seen other drivers go onto the hard tyre very, very, very early. I was thinking they were thinking of going to the end. So Lando's being told, I think, where the packs are behind him, maybe with an idea on pit stops. Piastri's closer now to Hadjar. He's half a second off Hadjar. So Piastri on the move, 36.7. Piastri was a second quicker, or 8/10 quicker or so than Hadjar last lap. So Piastri trying to move. Piastri is 6 seconds behind. 7 seconds behind Lando, though. And he's got Charles Leclerc for company. With Lando in no man's land, can Oscar Piastri, I mean, he's going to be bringing Charles Leclerc with him. In fact, he's really bringing Charles Leclerc with him. Charles Leclerc is probably going to try and overtake Oscar Piastri here down the back straight. There's only a 10th in it. That's close enough for a send. And Piastri doesn't have DRS himself. Yeah, Leclerc overtakes Piastri going into turn 14. So that's very bad news for Oscar Piastri. I think he locked up a little bit maybe going into turn 12. He got a very bad exit. And Piastri, allegedly in the World Championship hunt, goes all the way down to P7. And Piastri did defend it as well. Didn't make it easy for Charles Leclerc. And only gave it up at the last second, really, to avoid locking up his tyres. So Piastri struggling on the tyres. However, ironically, that could release Charles Leclerc on Hadjar. And Russell being told that Leclerc has overtaken Piastri. What are we making of the race so far? It's an interesting one, I think, in the context of the championship, isn't it? But in the context of just this GP, I think it's between Russell. It looks like Russell, Verstappen, Lando. Maybe Russell is the driver we're kind of looking at, thinking, is he going to make a bit of a move? I'd say. I wonder if Piastri will be inclined to box first and end up behind that Hamilton. Oh, Hamilton's been overtaken by Albon down the back straight. But then Hamilton gets him back. Some dicing, some great side-by-side it seems between Hamilton and Albon. What was going on then? As Leclerc's already got past Hadjar, by the way. Leclerc's made short work of Isaac Hadjar. He was a long way back, Charles Leclerc. Surely didn't send this into Taco Bell. He was a huge amount back. Oh, it's a fantastic late move from Charles Leclerc there. He was a long way back from most of that straight. So that Ferrari's motoring. Where is Albon? Albon has pitted. So Albon has pitted. I'm not sure he took a 5-second penalty or not. As Verstappen gets fastest lap. Welcome Virat. What happened lap 1, turn 1? Bortoleto went bowling, basically. Hamilton gained a load of positions. So Albon boxing. And Albon's gone, has he gone mediums to medium? No, Albon may have started on the hards. So maybe he's gone hards to mediums. Russell's complaining about steering, but he hasn't really lost too much. New set of mediums for Alex Albon. Who rejoined just behind Liam Lawson, so he didn't have much to lose. Oh, Hamilton. Hamilton went deep. Oh, and I know why Albon's pitted. Because the dicing back and forth from Albon and Hamilton on the straight, Albon lost his front wing. I think he tried to chop behind Hamilton, misjudged it, and took off a bit of his front wing. Welcome, Coat Lildon from Colorado. Yeah. Do smash the like button. That means there is some debris on the back straight. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to bring out a VSC here. Again, because there's quite a big gap between Albon and Verstappen. And there is some debris on that fast back straight. There's a bit of Alex Albon's front wing end plate. So let's see what they do. And also, when is Oscar Piastri going to box? We'll have a look at Albon on that new medium tyre and see if it's fast. But he could also have more damage on his car, potentially. Five-second time penalty for Antonelli for that false start. So if Antonelli does need to box again, he'll take it. So there is debris offline, and I'm surprised they're being so casual about it, because when drivers are going to overtake on that back straight, they're going to go over that debris. So I'm surprised they haven't called a safety car. Is Alex Albon okay? How close Albon is now to Verstappen. VSC deployed. And I reckon it'll be for that debris. But I'm just keeping an eye on Alex Albon. Checking that he hasn't hit anything again. This time not red colour. Yeah, with the VSC now, they'll be able to just get that one piece of end plate off before turn 14. And then if they've been able to do that, I reckon they'll call in the VSC or end the VSC very soon. Because once Alex Albon approaches, they won't be able to do anything on circuit. They just had a window. Oh yeah, I saw a marshal run on circuit after Liam Lawson went past. Good job, that marshal. Very good job, that marshal. So yeah, VSC ending. Must be a little bit terrifying running onto a circuit like that, where you know the cars are going to be coming down at over 200 miles an hour. You can't really see them because the track bends a bit and undulates. And you must just worry that you're going to forget how to walk and you're going to get run over on live TV. What did Antonelli do? Oh, you know what? I don't... Antonelli's start, it just seemed like a very good start. So, to my eye, I didn't see what he did there. Did anyone box under VSC? Now, I'm not sure they had an opportunity to box under VSC, to be fair. Oh yeah, let me pin that. Please do make sure you vote. If you haven't already, I'm sure everyone has. I'll pin it. Crazy Edmund Cycus, let's do a nation share. We haven't done one for... Feels like we haven't done one for months. Hope you're doing well. Let us know where in the world you're watching from. Albon and Hamilton is under investigation. Surely it can only be a penalty for Albon, given that he was trying to chop off the back of Hamilton. Chai from Netherlands. Welcome, Formula J. Kitty from Hong Kong. Welcome from Hong Kong. Crazy 8 Cyprus, Vlaka Croatia, Formula USA. DRS back enabled. Kata Uji from Netherlands. Definitely very global today. The leaders are going to hit that lap traffic of Albon pretty soon. Scorpion from Scotland, welcome. Troy from San Antonio, Texas, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not recording here. Golden from Jupiter. Yaushas from USA. Momo from Australia. Yolanda from a snowy Netherlands. Maybe that means it's going to snow here. Kodan from Colorado. Created originally from the Black Country. What do you make of the new stadium proposals? Do you like it? Do you not like it? As I think Antoinette... No, it's Russell! Russell came into the pits and just found a little bit of a slot ahead of Hulkenberg. Nice bit of empty road there for George Russell, putting on the hard tyre. And he'll now need to get past Hadjar, Piastri, Leclerc, Sainz. But a bold move from George Russell. Bold move there. Porter from Atlanta and Darkson from Colorado also. A couple of people from Colorado. David from Fiji. What time is it in Fiji? I bet it's a pretty good time for Fiji, isn't it? Is it prime time for Fiji? So yeah, Russell comes out ahead of Hülkenberg, behind Hadjar, Piastri, Leclerc, Sainz. And he's going to potentially undercut the likes of Verstappen and Lando. Are they going to be worried about it? Well, they're not. They're not concerned. Norris being told this is our chance, let's try and pick up the pace. And he's saying now he's got clean air, it's miles better, and he does a 135.5. So maybe the clean air is better. Do you still think Verstappen can become world champion? I don't think so. I mean, unless both McLarens have an issue here, but even then, I think it's too late. But he's in the best position, though. To be fair, he's in the best position. What would it be like if he wins? If he takes 75 points for the last 3 races? Let's say Lando comes P2. That's still he's still nowhere near. You'd need Lando to do a lot worse than that. So maybe the George Russell strat here is critical. So I think Russell will be able to make short work of Albon incident under investigation starting procedure. I think Russell will be able to make short work of Hadjar. If Brian from Idaho. If Red Bull are 4:35 p.m. though. So pretty good. Is that an upside down pig? It is. It's otherwise known as the Las Vegas circuit. And we are more than a third done. We're coming up to halfway of this race. And Antonelli, we have a second penalty. Second penalty for Antonelli. But is that just the one? I didn't know Antonelli had a penalty before. As Hamilton's on the back of Ocon now. Behrman's boxed. What's the Russell pace saying? 35.8 is slower than Verstappen and Lando Norris. I mean, it's pretty much the same, but it's technically slower. So maybe Russell coming out into that dirty air of Hadjar is not helping him. Maybe the air moves a bit different when it's cooler. Formula J in Nampa, Idaho. Very nice.
Okay, crack on.
And Hamilton's struggling behind Ocon. So it seems like the dirty air is just very difficult here. Through the corners. Very interesting though if Russell can get past Hadjar in short order, because it'll be Piastri next up the road for him. Verstappen and Norris, their teams will be looking at the sectors of Russell. Still not boxing, not concerned, as Russell does get past Hadjar. Another strong move by Russell. Not wasting time. Potential driver of the day right now for Russell. He's made 3 strong moves. And Albon gets a 5-second penalty as well. That's for causing a collision. That's with Hamilton. Doesn't he have the starting infringement as well? Still being investigated. Hadjar boxed as well. I think Hadjar knew he was boxing when he saw Russell approaching. So he didn't particularly fight it. What time is it there? Do you mean in Las Vegas? I'm not sure. Isn't it 5 hours or something? No. New York is 5 hours. So is it 8 hours? Hamilton has got past Ocon. And Russell, next car on the road, is a McLaren. For me, I don't know. 5 a.m. now, 4:30, I'm not sure. Hajar off the mediums onto the hards. Leclerc still hasn't got past Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz is running well in that Williams. Are we going to see the front runners box now? Are they going to be concerned about George Russell in that free air? Because they can also get in that free air ahead of Hülkenberg. Verstappen does not box. Lando does not box. There's a safety car. They will be... Albon's got a reprimand. Las Vegas is 8:38, okay. It's 11:39 in Thailand. Welcome breaks. Do you know if Fantech is still struggling with shipping and customer service? I think it's a lot better as far as I understand. From the dark days. Piastri boxing, by the way. So Piastri boxing. It's great news for George Russell. With any luck for Russell, Leclerc and Sainz will also box. And it'll be a fantastic strategy. So Piastri comes out behind Antonelli, Ocon, Hamilton and Hülkenberg. Crazy. Crazy because Russell came out ahead of that pack. Piastri's on the hard tyres now till the end. Maybe Piastri will get on better with the hard tyre. Let's see. 2.7 second stop. And are we going to see Verstappen, Norris, Sainz or Leclerc pit? George Russell last lap was a 35.7. Slower than Verstappen though, so it's definitely not an undercut. Shouldn't Norris try and undercut Verstappen? Well, with 4 seconds, it can just be covered off. So maybe he's just trying to match. No, he comes in. He does come in. He does come in. So let's see where Lando comes out. Is he going to come out ahead of George Russell here? There's a possibility that Russell just lost time, critical time. So kind of hit turn one together. I think Russell might just come out ahead because Norris will be on the limiter. And again, Russell's benefited because Carlos Sainz has boxed. Yeah, look at that difference between Norris and Piastri. I know that all these cars in between have to pit. Oh, Piastri and Carlos Sainz. Piastri's got to be all over Sainz here. He's got to try and get this done even into the sphere. I think he does get it done. I think Piastri gets that done on Carlos Sainz. That was marginal. Maybe they should have boxed Sainz a little bit earlier. So Piastri's gained a position there, for sure. Now, will we see Verstappen box to cover off? Yeah, Qatar and Abu Dhabi left. Have I tried the Playseat Sensation? I don't think I've ever tried the Playseat Sensation. Tried the Evolution. Yeah, it's a strong, aggressive move from Piastri with DRS assisted. Russell dive bomb on Leclerc. Well, I think Leclerc's going to box as well. Verstappen doesn't box though. Verstappen better not let this slip. Verstappen's going to do a... maybe Norris can do a Gerrard here. I'm not sure what the exact pit time loss is. Sonoda and Alfonso were battling for the glory of P12. Again, no one's talking about it, but how is it possible that Verstappen's all the way up there and Snow's all the way down there? I don't think it would make sense for Verstappen to go on another mediums. Verstappen's going to go on hards till the end here. Let's look at the Verstappen lap times, 35.9. Meanwhile, Russell, 35.6. So, there's no crazy urgency, but that's 3/10. Where are the DRS sectors? There's one after the pit complex as well. So let's see if Verstappen boxes here. Should come out ahead of everyone. Unless they're worried about Leclerc. 20 seconds. So maybe they're worried a bit about Leclerc. I can't wait for a Ferrari to get rid of that garbage contraption they call a car. Let's see. Verstappen does not box. I wonder if they're a bit worried about Leclerc. They want a bit more margin. Problem is, if Leclerc boxes now and Russell has an insane lap, Verstappen might come out behind Russell. So we'll see. Let's see. Does Leclerc box? Yes or no? Leclerc does box. So now Russell has to do an insane lap here. And Norris being told the way to beat Russell be at the end. We want better tyres than him at the end. They're not even talking about Verstappen. So it looks like Lando and Lando McLaren, they're looking at P2 Max. So keep an eye on Russell's sector times here. I'd expect Russell to go absolutely crazy. Verstappen can also burn his tyres because surely Verstappen needs to box this lap. 21.9 seconds in chat. Last timing, it looks like a 23-second pit loss. 2.7 stop for Charles Leclerc. He's got out ahead of Carlos Sainz. And behind Piastri. Remember, Leclerc had overtaken Piastri. But this could be about tyres at the end. So let's see Verstappen. Yeah, Russell with a fastest middle sector. Half a second quicker than Verstappen. This could be huge, by the way. So Verstappen surely will box. I'm calling all the shots here. I think I should work for a Formula 1 team on F1 weekends. So he comes in, and I just wonder whether Russell will have undercut him here. And if so, it will all have come down to Charles Leclerc boxing. Surely not. Surely Russell hasn't undercut him. Verstappen comes out. And I think he has stayed ahead. Looks like a 20-second pit loss. So Verstappen ahead, and also Russell, I don't think, in DRS. So nicely done by Red Bull. What stop was it? 3-second stop. 3-second stop there. Not the fastest stop, to be fair. 2.7 we've seen around. I wonder if the cold temperatures mean it's a little bit harder for the mechanics. Colapinto's in the pits. Has he been in the pits for a while? May have been in the pits for a while. No, he's on the move again. We're halfway through the race already. Ocon the only one on mediums, everyone else on hards. We've seen Ocon go really long this season. So Piastri is now de facto 4th place, ahead of Leclerc and Sainz and Hadjar. So he's pipped a few people. Remember, Lawson was all the way up there as well, wasn't he, previously? So Piastri will want to make a move. He'll need to get past Ocon on those ancient tyres. So new hard tyres are just as fast as 25-year-old medium. So you're saying that the hard tyres aren't that quick, basically? There's no undercut to be had. No undercutting here. Verstappen, Russell, Norris. So how much does Russell want to go for this? Is Verstappen just going to control this race to the end? That's what Verstappen can do. Interesting to see Hülkenberg, Hamilton, Antonelli, who've gone long on the hard tyre. Is that good for them or not good? Let's compare with Alonso, who started on the mediums. 36.2. Hamilton 35.9. So they are increasing the gap to Alonso. So as it stands, I think Hamilton would come out ahead of Alonso. Chai says, so from here on out it's pretty much pushing till the end of the race for Verstappen. Yeah, I think so. Verstappen's got to control this pace. He's just got to outdo Russell. Russell's got to try and get into DRS. But also looks like the dirty air is quite profound here. Could also be a safety car, you never know. Piastri can't quite get past Doc on there. That'll be a bit annoying for him. Have to wait a bit longer. That's not like we're seeing Russell just getting through like a hot knife through butter. Some of these cars. Oh, Ocon's going to box now. Ocon boxes. That'll release Piastri. So keep an eye on the Piastri pace this lap. On those new hards. Yeah, I'm saying Max is pushing. Yeah, 135 dead for Max. Who do you team up with Charles if he joins Aston Martin? Charles to Aston Martin is not a rumour I've heard. Surely they can't get rid of Stroll though. Surely they can't get rid of him. It's such a shame for Aston Martin because if they're two competitive drivers, like, you know, they could have a driver in the top 10 now. And I feel like we're being robbed of that in Formula 1, to be honest. Anthony's still got to take the penalty when he boxes. Okay. So at the moment, Norris is gaining 9 points on Piastri here. If Piastri, it won't happen. If Piastri was to have won this race and Norris got taken out, then that would have been very interesting. That would have really closed things up. Gordon, they need to get rid of Stroll. How is he still driving for them? My word. I think the answer is money. Box opposite Sauber, Hamilton being told. It's when they still refer to the stake as a Sauber, as they should do. So what they're saying is that if Hülkenberg goes in, they want to keep Hamilton out. And if Hülkenberg doesn't pit, they want to box Hamilton, I think. What's Hamilton on the hard tyres? Yeah, but he's got a box. And when Hamilton comes out, he'll come out ahead of Alonso, to be fair. So he will come out in P10. And it'll be on mediums till the end. We saw Ocon go, was it 25 laps on mediums? So to go 21 laps should be definitely very much doable. As Lawson pits again, about the 8th time. Interesting battle at the back there with Tsunoda, Colapinto, Albon and Lawson. Nice little battling going on. Behrman and Alfonso probably joined them. And Gasly. Gasly's going to go right to the end when Gasly boxes. Gasly's in a terrible position. No, I don't think it'll be a potential podium unless this medium pace is electric. But I think it'll be points, but that Ferrari should be in the points. Right, if he's going to go opposite Hülkenberg, yeah, so Hülkenberg doesn't box, Hamilton boxes. Good news again for Piastri. Piastri gets released. 135.1. Just a 2/10 slower than Norris. This is going to be... Piastri's getting bled out of the championship battle here. As Audi pit drivers next year. Yeah, I understand it's Bortoleto and Hülkenberg. I didn't know it was going to be Bortoleto, but apparently that's been confirmed. So yeah, Hamilton does come out ahead of Alfonso. Verstappen's been stretching the gap a little bit in Russell. Can't believe it's saying Russell's only been on the hard tyres for 1 lap. That's not correct at all. Given that Russell boxed before Verstappen. So that information is not showing correctly. I will call out the information if it's not correct. Beyonce and Jay-Z are in town. Cool. Do you know if Porsche is coming or joining? Well, Porsche Group is coming in with Audi. So, yeah, it's Alfonso, not Alonso. Yep. I think we've been getting it right. Hulkenberg boxes this lap. So interesting to see Hulkenberg versus Hamilton. Hamilton surely been putting the hammer down on those new mediums. We will see. Meanwhile, Piastri, fastest lap of the race for Piastri. 18 seconds off the lead though. 18 seconds off the lead. And 13 seconds off Lando. Incredible. Really bad start. Look how far ahead Hulkenberg's come out from Hamilton. Hamilton's made a mistake somewhere. Because Alfonso's really closed up on Hamilton as well. So unless Hamilton's struggling big time on these medium tyres, but Hamilton's not in a good way. It should have been touch and go with Hamilton doing an undercut. I mean, he's trying to do an undercut onto fresh mediums. Should have been really good. How popular is F1 in the USA right now? Maybe the US attendants in chat can let us know. I watched F1 Academy race earlier, put in a good spot. So who's won? Is that championship done and dusted then? Is that all done? Welcome, Reed Van Leen. Thanks for voting, Reed. Appreciate it. Send it with all your friends and family. Let's get those votes in. We're the underdog, but we're just gonna keep every day getting votes. Every day. It's like I'm running for president or something. I need to come up with a some viral stuff. Dorian won. Okay. Well, I guess Maya messed it up yesterday, didn't she, really? And safety car. What does that mean for Dorian, though? I mean, if she just stayed in, Iron Dames. Well, it looks like Iron Dames aren't going to be in WEC next year. I think that financially that team's in big trouble. I think that'd be a real tragedy with Iron Dames, and I think it will go under the radar. And I think Iron Dames has done far more for women's motorsport than F1 Academy, but that's just me. Behrman's gone past Alfonso now. Charles Leclerc, 134.7, faster than Verstappen. That's not good news for Piastri. You can have Charles Leclerc all over him soon. Meanwhile, Norris on Russell. Norris only 1 second behind. So with 19 laps to go, Lando's going to try and get into George Russell here. I think it's good to have female series. I just feel like what has Dorian Pin achieved? Like, it depends how you look at it, but for me, she's taken 2 years out of WEC. And she could be like Jamie Chadwick is a reserve driver for Genesis. Dorian could be a reserve driver for a hypercar team and trying to get some hypercar drives. Lars, why does it look impossible to find a teammate for Verstappen that can keep up with him? You look at the Iron Dames in GT3 with the likes of Sarah and Michelle, like, they regularly are getting on pole. They're regularly leading races. They're winning races. Which is insane. Scorpion likes F1 Academy. It's cool to see Leah Block and Nina Racing. My teammate Nina, fellow Veloci person. Norris all over the back of George Russell. Norris could go for the victory here. I know Norris will be quick. I'll do what I can to defend from him, but I don't want to do something stupid and risk the podium. So Russell's basically saying, I'm not going to fight this too hard. So Norris looks like he's going to get past. BOP? There's no BOP really in Formula 1. There's no ballast. I reckon Norris down the back straight. And then we might see Norris versus Verstappen. We could see Norris versus Verstappen then. Meanwhile, Piastri 134.8. A bit quicker than Leclerc. Same pace as Lando. Quicker than Antonelli as well. Antonelli's on some mad strategy here, by the way, because he's due a pit stop and a penalty. Don't know what Antonelli's where he's going to end up. At the moment, Antonelli can just hold up Piastri and Leclerc just to protect things for Russell. But I think Russell's going to get overtaken here by Lando. Down the inside. I'm sure Russell will defend, but I think Norris will be able to just go around the outside. And there we go. Lando is ahead of George Russell into turn 14. There's no DRS on this little straight here. New medium struggling against hards. Yeah, Hamilton is so, oh yeah, cause did Ocon went really long on the mediums. Ocon's strategy is looking really good here. Because as Hülkenberg and Hamilton fade on those mediums, Ocon's on the right tyre. So keep an eye out for Ocon. Have I played? I haven't done career mode yet. I've been doing all the other stuff. $16 laps to go. If you're Lando Norris, surely you just consolidate this. Surely you just kind of sit in a gap behind Verstappen and you take a load of points off Piastri. Yeah, Lando had to go around the outside. The Mercedes-powered McLaren going past the factory Mercedes. Remember when McLaren were like, we are never going to be a customer team. We'll go with anyone so we're not a customer team. Because you could never win as a customer team. And now they've won championships as a customer team. Lando can't get Max. Keep an eye on the pace. Keep an eye on the pace. Verstappen did his fastest lap of the race. Yeah, 18 points here, surely. Surely you take the 18. Given that Piastri looks like he's going to get picked off by Charles Leclerc, Piastri needs Antonelli to box. McLaren use a BMW engine in the McLaren F1. Verstappen being told, Lando's been told to come and get you. Okay. 34.4. So 0.2 quicker. 5-second gap. 15 laps to go. Maybe McLaren want to win this in style. Maybe a dominant victory. Not true last lap. Lando fast lap of the race there. It looks like Max is responding. Max might want to just, you know, take something out of the car here to the lap car of Alex Albon, I think, is being lapped. Max might want to just like send a shot across the bows and say, don't even try this. This is the pace I got in reserve. Blue Trans Am saying, I don't think he gains much unless it's certain I wouldn't go for it. Yeah, he's gonna look Sochi-esque if he puts it in the wall, trying to catch Verstappen. Everyone will go, why did he try and catch Verstappen? You're all good. Yeah, the Piastri pace right now is just so average. 0.4 behind, slower than Lando. He is in the dirty air. But it's almost like Piastri is just for someone who looked early on in the season, people were saying he's such a chill dude, he's unflappable, he's got some like crazy mentality, he just can't get under his skin. It looks like he's just evaporated, he's kind of boiled off. And there's nothing really left. He said Nina was his sim racing teammate. Yeah, at Veloci. The same esports team. Alex Albon's in the pit again. It's not good. Alex Albon's been lapped by the whole field now. So maybe they just thought this is embarrassing. Maybe they thought it's going to be embarrassing getting lapped by every other car. Let's just bring him in. Norris made a mistake in turn 3. Oh, look at that. 34.2 for Verstappen. 5.6 seconds now. 14 laps to go. Verstappen tends not to make mistakes. Nali says, I think there was some politics at McLaren. Anyone else got a theory on what's happened here? Between Piastri and Lando? I mean, sometimes just strange stuff can happen. It's hard to explain. Penalty served by someone. Is that Albon? They just retire as the penalty served. Antonelli stays out. Antonelli's strategy here. Is Antonelli hoping for a safety car? Lando basically able to right a pace of Verstappen there. 216 versus 2 dead. 0.2 dead. Hamilton, look at Hamilton versus Hulkenberg. Hamilton just hasn't been able to match Hulkenberg since the pit stop on that medium tyre. Tsunoda and Colapinto also on those mediums. Technical issues for Albon, such a shame. Is it Rory sponsored by Vlotchi also? Maybe. Welcome to me later. Did you hear the leaked messages from Piastri about McLaren favouring Norris? I saw there was all sorts of stuff this weekend. If I was Mark Webber, I'd be leaking some stuff probably. Another 5/10 there from Lando. Oh no, this lap not as much. Still faster for Lando. I think he might just be letting Max know, look, I'm still here, you got to push. You can't cruise. Anthony goes around again. It's going to be significant for the championship if Piastri gets overtaken by Charles Leclerc. Because Piastri at the moment is provisionally P4. So we lose a bunch of points if... Oh, and Piastri's just struggling to get past Antonelli. Just couldn't do it into turn 14. Just looked kind of weak, actually. That's letting Charles Leclerc into his clutches. What do I think about Project Motor Racing? Decently matching my expectation. Scorpion, my favourite driver is Irvine. I think the sport got less interesting when he left. So how have you viewed the last 25 years? Piastri this time, 8/10 behind Antonelli. Would he try again? Will Leclerc just get both of them? Imagine the scenes. Piastri looks like he's too far behind this time. Verstappen 131.1. Lando 134.3. So it looks like Verstappen has got this wrapped. Does Norris have enough power left? It could happen for sure. I think what's most interesting right now is that Piastri just can't get past Antonelli. Antonelli's on 37 lap old hard tyres. That Ferrari, that Mercedes is really fast in a straight line. Meanwhile, Lawson on Colapinto. Gasly needs to box as well. I wonder if they'll do it on the last lap. Crazy that the highest running medium runner is Hulkenberg in P9. Is that Colapinto and Lawson side by side? Because if so, that's got a safety car written all over it. Looks like Lawson's got past. Verstappen another fast as that 134 dead. And Lando 134.4. So Lando's going, is he actually going backwards? He's not going backwards because Russell's pace has evaporated. Antonelli's pace is faster than Russell right now. He stays out as well. So if Antonelli fails to make a pit stop, the 5 seconds will be added onto the end. Remember, Antonelli, if I remember, started on a soft tyre and boxed like lap 2 or something onto the hard. So he'll be going very long on these hard tyres. Very talented driver. Such a young driver being asked at Las Vegas to go so long on the hard tyre. He just hasn't spent that many years doing car racing compared to the likes of Hamilton. Last year, I think Ocon will overtake Hamilton when their mediums start running out. Good spot there. Good spot. Ocon might fancy a bit of that. Look at that Antonelli, Piastri, Leclerc train. All Lando's got to do here, he's just got to keep going round. Set a purple set to 2, doesn't need to necessarily. Oh, fastest lap, 33.9. 5.8 is the gap with Verstappen. To be honest, I wonder whether the smart move here is to just really look after your tyres in case there's a safety car and have noticeably better tyres at the end rather than try and erode a gap now. Gnarly, all in all, this is a good race. Good to hear. Do we count it as a good race for Lando? I mean, in the context of the race itself, it's not a good not a good race for Lando because he started on pole. But in the context of the championship, it's fantastic because Piastri has got gonna have Russell at least in between, and maybe Antonelli. I kind of assumed Antonelli would need to pit, but maybe Antonelli doesn't need to pit, and if so, it's a bit embarrassing for Piastri. He can't get past, and Carlos Sainz is looking to join the back of this queue. Welcome, Star Fox. Why is Norris pushing for fastest lap? Sometimes it's easier to push than to take it easy. It's a weird thing, but as a racing driver, I would rather push than try and take it easy. Then you start second guessing things and you can put it in the wall. Another 34 dead for Lando there. It's really gapping George Russell. I mean, at this pace, that's Russell's fastest lap. But Leclerc is going half a second quicker. Now there's 10 seconds between Russell and Leclerc. 8 laps to go. But Russell's got to be a bit careful. Yeah, it does keep you more focused. It's easier to be in a rhythm. I should say. They just can't deal with Antonelli down the straights. That car has been set up magnificently. What is it for 44 for Sainz? His fastest lap. Again, he's half a second quicker than Russell. Yeah, we got all the silverware. Verstappen's going to hit the lap traffic of Colapinto and Lawson soon. Track temp's gone down to 16.9 degrees. Very cold. .34 dead for Verstappen, 34.2 for Lando. I think Lando will have a wry smile on his face if it finishes like this. Verstappen can take the trophy on the day.
Keep trying.
Piastri just can't do anything here. Somehow Red Bull are ahead of Ferrari in the constructors, even though Tsunoda's all the way down in 15th. It's just terrible for the Ferrari drivers. I think China has something to do with that. Even now, arguably Leclerc should be trying to go for a podium here. There could be drivers keeping their powder dry until the end of the race. See what Verstappen's saying over the line. 34.4. Meanwhile, Lando, another 34.4. So very much matching pace. Russell 35.2. So quite a bit slower. Antonelli fastest at 34.3. So Antonelli right now is faster than Verstappen and Lando, and that probably says a lot because Antonelli's literally having to drive as fast as he can. Verstappen and Lando are maybe they don't need to drive that fast. Be a great result for Carlos Sainz here, I think. P7. Tidy result for Williams, given that Albon's had a terrible race. Hamilton is 13% driver of the day. I just don't see it at all. He's getting gapped here by Hülkenberg. In fact, I think Ocon could... Yeah, Ocon, the great spot in chat because Ocon's just taken 7/10 out of Hamilton on those mediums getting a bit worn. Verstappen is only going to be 10 points behind Piastri. As it stands here, I think Verstappen is going to be favourite to finish the season ahead of Piastri, which is kind of crazy to be fair. But Verstappen is very nearly out of the championship contention. I think there's about 41 points in it between Lando and Verstappen. So he could be out. He'll be out of it by Qatar unless something mad happens. Unless he wins and Lando crashes out, basically. 5 laps to go. Again, the Antonelli pace looking strong. Another fastest lap for Antonelli. Great drive, considering Antonelli starts all the way at the back of the grid on the soft tyre. He's up 13 positions. It's a fantastic result for Antonelli. For Hamilton, I think Hamilton just avoided a load of incidents at the beginning. I don't think it's been a particularly insane drive at all. And again, Ocon was a whole second lap quicker than Hamilton. So I think Ocon's going to have Hamilton, and I wonder what Behrman's saying. Behrman might also fancy a bit of it as well, but there's only five laps to go. Chai says, honestly, both Norris and Piastri would need a DNF at this point for Verstappen to take the championship. Yeah, unlikely, but it happens. It does happen. It's probably more likely Norris gets a DNF than finishes like 7th. When you think about it. Ocon already halved his gap. Ocon is 1.8 behind Hamilton. We're trying to get into that DRS. There'll be 3 laps to go. No, there'll be 4 laps to go for them still. That's for a point as well, so that's huge. Gnarly hopes Norris gets it. Very slow lap for Lando. Wasn't dealing with traffic. Is Lando okay? 35.5. Russell also a slow lap, 35.4. But Verstappen, Lando lost a second and a half to Verstappen. His first sector's also been half a second off. His second sector is also a second off. Does Lando have a problem here? Does Lando have a little issue? We're talking about how retirements could affect things and how it'd be more likely for Lando to retire than get a P7, say. But Lando, I think, has a big problem. I think Lando has a big problem here. He's not boxing. Lando's on a 136.1. Lando's in big trouble here. Lando's in big trouble. 10-second is the gap now. Russell was a second a lap quicker. There's a 10-second gap though. It's only 3 laps to go. Lando's just got to get round. Something's up with Lando Norris. Again, a very slow sector 1. Can't be tyres. Is it raining? What's going on with Lando? Could it be a brake failure like we saw? Did we see it in China this year? Meanwhile, Antonelli's almost catching Russell. Antonelli's only 3.5 behind Russell, and Russell's really trying his best. Mercedes might have an awkward situation here, given that Antonelli's about a second lap quicker. Ooh, it's another very slow sector for Lando in Sector 2. He's more than a second off in Sector 2. This isn't coasting. This is some power issue. Maybe he's lost hybrid or something. 9 seconds is the gap to Russell now. These sort of things tend to get worse as well. It's a gap to Russell. And frankly, 2 laps to go. Will Lando get swallowed up by Antonelli, Piastri, Leclerc? Let's see. At the moment, there's no difference to the championship here. But if something happens, it's going to be big. Yeah, Lando's got some sort of issue. I mean, it's very dramatic. Couldn't write this. You can see how slow he is. He's more than a second off in Sector 1 alone. I think Russell might have him at this rate, to be honest. 7 seconds is the gap. Thing is, Russell's pace himself is poor. If Russell had decent pace here... Is Antonelli looking at potential P2 even? Yeah, you got a feel for Lando in this situation. Kind of powerless. He's lucky with the time. There'll be 1 lap to go. So Verstappen's going to go over. There'll be 1 lap to go. Norris has got a 6-second gap to George Russell. So it seems unlikely that Norris is going to lose 6 seconds on the last lap. Either he's going to pull over. Didn't he have this at Zandvoort? Wasn't that a low point this season for Russell? 5.4 seconds. Or McLaren know what they're doing here. They're like, let's not risk it. This is your new delta. They'll predict where Russell's going to finish. And they just say, let's not risk it. Let's go to this delta. Russell's just woken up. Done his fastest lap of the race. It was a fuel concern. You're saying it's lift and coast. This is why you build that margin. We were saying earlier, why is Lando pushing it? Lando 5 seconds is the gap now. Verstappen's going to go for fastest lap in the last lap of the GP as well. Imagine the scenes if Verstappen was to put it in the wall now, going for fastest lap. Lando's struggling. As long as Lando says doesn't run out of fuel, he's going to be okay. Just a little bit of Las Vegas drama. So Verstappen wins the Grand Prix, takes the maximum 25 points. Where would he be if he hadn't been taken out by Kimi Antonelli or crashed with Kimi at the Red Bull Ring? Lando's going to come second by just 3.5 seconds. Very dramatic finish. Will they have enough fuel for the fuel sample? We'll see. Russell takes a P3. Antonelli with an insane P4. And Piastri P5 kind of whimpering over the line. Charles Leclerc 6th. Carlos Sainz 7th. Bobby Hadjar with a pretty uneventful but great points in 8th. Hulkenberg with great points in 9th. And Hamilton is just going to hold off Ocon for that final championship point. Low fuel issues. We'll have a look and see if they're going to have enough for that sample. Bit of a miscalculation. If you don't have enough fuel left for the sample, you just get disqualified. And if he was to get disqualified, that would promote Piastri up to P3. Which would be interesting. So... Oh, by the way, Antonelli takes that 5-second penalty and finishes behind Piastri but ahead of Leclerc. I'm astonished that Antonelli finishes ahead of Leclerc there. I don't understand how Antonelli finished ahead of Leclerc when they were nose to tail, the three of them. So Piastri's in P4, so there's a little bonus for Piastri. He hasn't lost as many points to Lando. I can't remember how much the sample is. Kimi is magic. Well, I saw Bruno Mars is playing at the area. But it's Kimi's brought that magic, yeah, up 12 positions. Chai, that would mean significantly more chance for Verstappen on championship if Norris would get a DNF. Yeah, it would do. It would do. That'll be the DNF we're talking about. Let's keep an eye on that. I'm sure McLaren were just managing it and they say, Lando, new delta. You just need to do 137s dead. We're going to be absolutely fine. Just do the 137s. Do a lot of lift and coasting. You've got enough margin. And actually might have been very undramatic from Lando's position. But obviously very dramatic for us because we don't know what's going on. And Verstappen did get that fast at 133.3 at the end, which I think is a second a lap quicker than the previous lap record that Lando had from 2024. Scorpion, pretty sure it's well calculated. Yeah, let's keep an eye on it. I'm not gonna hang around and cover it live because I'm gonna try and get some more sleep. Do some more streaming today. But we'll be back for Qatar. We'll be back for Abu Dhabi. I don't know I'm going to be in Abu Dhabi now. So we'll do them here. And if we're here, we'll try and cover Formula E round 1 as well. We'll try and do that as well. Exactly. Sim racers know what we're doing, pitting on low fuel. But thanks so much for joining, everyone. It's been great. Glad we made it. It's been an interesting one. Verstappen sprints over, jumps into the team. He really enjoyed that one. Maybe Verstappen knows that the car next year is not going to be that competitive, and he's making the most of it. Who knows? And yeah, if you haven't voted for the Autosport Awards, please, please, please vote for that with the link. Black has got it in the pinned comment. So please, please, please do vote for that. Autosport Creator there. You can also vote for Verstappen. Or you can vote for Lando. Or you can vote for Oscar as your driver of the year as well. And you can vote for me as creator of the year, if you so wish, but I would very much appreciate it. We're the underdogs, but I keep saying it in the streams. I keep saying it. So hopefully one of the mods can paste that link, so I can't quite paste it right now. And yeah, I think we'll stream later. I think we might be streaming Project Motor Racing on PS5. We might do some AC Rally or something, but I'm sure we'll do something later. I'm really enjoying things at the moment. It's absolutely great. So thanks a lot for your support, and I will see you for Qatar.